Hey everyone, Bradley tuning in, coming at you with a very interesting topic, one on everyone's lips. We're talking marijuana. That's right, and guess what? As of October, you're going to be able to grow plants within your very own home, no questions asked. This is the issue going on right now. What will this look like? And I want to talk about what it will look like, what are the risks, and what are the recommended changes that are happening at the provincial level today in anticipation for this to be rolled out. No pun intended. But before I get started, my name is Bradley Watson. We do these videos every single week, keeping you up to date on the latest tips and tricks here in the GTA real estate market. Smash that like and that subscribe button. We'd love to see you every single week when we do these videos. And so let's jump right into it. So what exactly is going on? Did you know that as it currently stands, as of October, you're going to be able to grow 4 plants within your home? And guess what? There's no restrictions on size. There's no restrictions on anything other than the number. And what can come out of this, there can be some serious consequences. They actually say that if you do things right, if you grow it properly, 4 plants can actually yield you over 5 kilos in a year. That's enough to cause some serious structural damage to a home. And so herein lies some of the risks. Now in June, this past month, there was discussion that maybe at a provincial level we can regulate this. If the federal is saying 4 plants, can the province of Ontario limit that further? And it was actually squashed, contrary to what the Senate had proposed. They said no, everybody can have 4 plants, no questions asked, no argument there. So here we go, we're rolling it out. Now the one limit that we are seeing is condominiums. There's over 400 that have already put as part of their board that you cannot have grow up within your home. So I think a lot of landlords are going to opt, instead of apartment buildings, to go into the condominium segment, knowing that they can have these restrictions on rent that wouldn't otherwise be allowed. So let's talk about the risks. When it comes to moisture with these grow-ups, we see things like mold and fungus. As well, you start to see things like pesticides being used and chemicals. But the biggest thing I think is structural issues and electrical issues. You can pay up to $50,000 to $100,000 in remediation costs for some of these issues and these illegal grow-ups that we see today. And I think these will continue. And I think this is also the issue at this very moment. Think about it. Now that everyone's allowed to do it, how are you going to identify what the illegal ones are, and how do we fix that? And this is the problem right now. This is the Ontario Real Estate Association is lobbying the government to say, you know what, we need to have an ability to identify these specific units that are issues, and they've come up with 5 suggestions, and I want to go through those with you right now. Number 1 is designate illegal grow-ups as unsafe, which at this very moment they would not be, and it would be a real issue on what is legal, what is illegal. Number 2, they must be inspected. Number 3, that would need to be, the remediation would have to be put on title until it's fixed. Number 4, home inspectors must be trained on identifying these illegal units. I think all of these issues we've had in the past, and we put it in our documents and contracts with real estate deals, we talk about grow-ups. Grow-ups have a serious issue on your price, and with these little grow-ups happening, they can really overshadow the illegal ones we've seen for years. Number 5 being that if you've got a dwelling under 1,000 square feet, they're suggesting that they shouldn't be able to grow 4 plants, because think about it, if you got 500 units with under 1,000 square foot each, that building is gonna stink like you wouldn't believe. So I don't know where I stand on these issues. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with these, that these should be implemented? Instead of 4, it should be 1 under 1,000 square feet. I'd love to hear your suggestions, and I'd like to hear whether you guys agree with the whole legalization process and whether you think it should be happening in our homes. And let's take it from a different angle very quickly before I wrap up. For those of you that are naysayers, the other side is this. When we look at commercial real estate, we see a whole different story. They're saying that by the year 2020, we need over 88 million square feet of space designated to growing these crop. And that is equal to in the Amazon headquarters in Seattle, and they employ over 40,000 people. Think about how many jobs and how much opportunity there is in the real estate segment on the commercial side. So let me know, do you think we need it on the residential side? How can that impact taxes? There are so many consequences in rent. There's so many different angles to this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Put that in the comments below, and we'll see you as usual next week with more tips and tricks. Take care and keep it real.